Hello, this is Faith of Faith and Books, and this is week 2 of Victober, so it's October 14th. So I'm doing it by every 7 days. My first Victober check-in was the 7th, and now it's the 14th, and then I'll do the 21st, and then the 28th, and then I'll have a special wrap-up at the very end, I guess, on Halloween. See if I can swing it. Anyway, so what's been going on for Victober? Let's see. I have been listening to the Fate of Fenella, not as religiously as I thought I would. It's just been a topsy-turvy month. My plate already got filled up. I thought I was going to relax in October, and that just hasn't been the case. But I have gotten up. I need to listen to the 5th chapter. That's the next one, but I've listened to chapter 1 of The Fate of Fenella. That was by Helen Mathers. I'm not familiar with her name at all. Chapter 2 was by Justin McCarthy. I haven't heard of him either. Chapter 3 was written by Frances Eleanor Trollope, which I believe was Anthony Trollope's mother. I think she went by Fanny. And then chapter 4 was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's. And his writing, I noticed his writing seemed like a little bit better than the others. And then the next chapter is chapter 5. So it's about this beautiful young girl with golden curls. I mean, she's not a girl, she's a young woman with golden curls and hazel eyes, and she's bewitching, and we're learning her past. We're learning that she was married to Lord Francis, or known as Frank, and they're separated though because neither of them were faithful, and they got angry with each other, and they keep flirting with other people who keep falling in love with them, and it's kind of, I mean, it's fluffy, but it's interesting to listen to, and it's okay. I have to be sort of in the mood to listen to it because October has just been full of more serious things, and so I don't know. I'm really enjoying Bleak House, but this listening to the Fate of Fenella is just sort of a light lark that pretty fluffy and frivolous. I am enjoying Bleak House so deeply. I'm up to page 316. I want it to be further along than I am. I love the illustrations in this edition. I guess they're the original ones. They're wonderful. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm just enjoying the storyline. I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping all of the characters straight. There's a lot of characters. And he's just introducing now some, I know, pretty major characters, at least from the miniseries. But I'm really enjoying it, not because it's not just about reforming the chancery courts in England, which apparently this book spurred. Like, it was in deep need of reform, and after this book came out, there were reforms. I mean, it really helped garner support for changing things. So that's great about it. But it also is, I think he's such a good commentator on, human relationships. So, and it seems to me he focuses here on good parents versus bad parents, because like Mr. John Jardice isn't really a parent, but he's got a ward and he's taking care of people. He's a caretaker. He loves to take care of people. And he's a good parent, even though he's not physically a parent. Whereas there's a lot of, like, a Mr. Skimpole, who he takes care of, who's always talking about what a child he is. Oh, I'm a child. I don't understand money. I don't understand time. He's terrible. He's basically abandoned his wife and children to live sort of this life of just getting what he wants, doing whatever he wants, just living a life of ease. He even jokes about how he was really meant to just lie under trees and look up at the sky. Like, that's what he's cut out for. So he's really selfish, but he's the character is very, very charming and knows how to manipulate people so that people like him. He's very, very likable, even though he's actually a scoundrel who is a sponge, who sponges off people. And he's always talking about what a child he is. And yet there's a guy who he owed money to, and the guy kept trying to collect. And so in Mr. Skimpole's eyes, this guy is a bad person because he was trying to, he's a bill collector. But that bill collector actually was trying to be, who was much poorer than Mr. Skimpole, because he wasn't sponging off of anybody generous like Mr. Jarndyce, but was trying to make it on his own. He was trying to be a really good father to his children. And then when he dies, his oldest daughter, who's really a child, hires herself out to help washerwomen so that she can earn money and take care of her two little brothers. So she looks and there's a scene where this Mr. Skimpole is in the apartment or the tenement where this family is, where this little young girl, like 11 or 13, is taking care of her younger two, and she looks like a little woman, right? But she's really a child, and she has taken on more responsibility and is selfless and hardworking and everything. And then there's Mr. Skimpole, who's so charming and upper class but sponging. And so there's a lot of contrasts like that. And there's a couple of women who are really given, they think that they're doing charitable work. Like there's Mrs. Jellyby, but she's obsessed with growing coffee in Africa and helping this one tribe or something, but she neglects her own children horribly. And then there's another woman too, I forget her name, Mrs. Dragwiggle or something like that, who's very pompous about all the good care that she does. She's very self-laudatory about how good she is, yet she's not. She's really insensitive, and she's just completely out of touch with her own children. Her own children really resent her because she's so officious and so heavy-handed and insensitive. So if you hear someone singing, that's the little guy. Anyway, so I'm really, really enjoying this story a lot. And I wish I had more time to just delve into it. I'm afraid any minute I'm going to get a knock at the door. But anyway, this is my break time. So I have been doing some sketching. I looked up more about Beatrix Potter, and she didn't really publish until the Edwardian age. She privately published Peter Rabbit in 1901, and I don't know whether it was before or after Queen Victoria's death. And then her children's books came out in 1902 and on. So she was, as a published author, she was Edwardian. However, she grew up in the Victorian age, and she began her life as an artist in the Victorian era. And so I haven't really, I was going to go out and do a nature journal and go sketch, but I don't have the time or the wherewithal to do that. So what I've really been doing is I've just been copying, let's see where I have it. I've just been copying from these little books. So this week we are doing a unit study on squirrels. So this was the book of the week, and I just tried to copy, I think I tried to copy that one. And I've been trying to, I've just been drawing squirrels and that sort of thing this week. And so here's my, now look at this, I messed up there, but I'm pretty proud of this squirrel. I really think I did a good job on that tail. That tail, I'm really proud of that tail. So that's just a regular gray squirrel. This is Squirrel Nutkin, who's a red squirrel, a European squirrel. And I tried to do Mr. Brown or Old Brown, who's the protagonist in the Tale of Squirrel Nutkin. But I don't know if I'm that happy with that one. What else did I do? I tried to draw a kitten, but I don't think I did very well there. And then I tried to do some naturalist stuff as goldenrod, but I lost patience and I don't have the time. That's really detail oriented. And I just don't have the focus or concentration. So I have been doing my sketching. I have been reading Bleak House. I want to read more. I wish I wasn't so busy. What other things did I want to talk about for Victober? I don't know. I don't really have any. I'll just show you something I bought because Kate Howe really inspires me. I'm not really a candle person, a scented candle. I could do without that. But, and I have been taking baths on Sunday afternoons or evenings when my husband's watching football. I've been taking a nice Epsom salt bath. And I don't want candles or anything because I want to be able to read my book. But it's been very nice, and I'm going to continue that. That's my new habit. My new habit of getting up and reading in the morning, and my new habit of Sunday during football season taking a nice soaking bath. But I did want to get new candles. Watching her thing on candles reminded me that my candle supply is really bad. So I bought these beautiful beeswax candles. I read reviews. And, oh, I love them. I took the yellow ones out. They're out on my dining room table for fall, but I love these beeswax candles. So I'm really proud of that purchase. And that is a direct result of watching Kate Howe's Victober videos. And let's see, what else? We've been trying to do this unit study on squirrels. And so we went out and we collected nuts like squirrels do, and then I painted with a little bit of nail polish, and we're going to play math games with this. So like what you do is you take whatever the object is. These are nuts and an old tea, an old English breakfast tea tin, and you toss them out on the table or on the ground, and then the ones that come up on painted side, you count those, and then you count the ones that come up on the other side, and then you show them how number sentences work. Like if 5, or let's say 7 come up painted, then you count them and write the number. Then you say plus, and then you count the ones that come up on the other side, say 3, and then you say, oh, and how many are they all together? And they know that they only have 10 objects, in this case, nuts. So it's a fun way to teach kids adding and subtracting. And I learned that a long time ago when I was homeschooling. And so we're doing that. We're playing this game this week during our school, our little school time. And then we're also going to do a dot to dot. I got this, I don't know, it says, be careful, Peter. Anyway, that's something to, because he really doesn't want to hold a pencil. So this is something that hopefully will, it's both math and handwriting. And then we're also I found this really cool thing online. It's a little field study. So we're going to go out because he is learning to tell time. We have been doing that because he helps me wind the clock. And I always tell them. And I have this calendar that also has a little wooden clock on it. And so we've been slowly learning to tell time. Anyway, it's a really cute little field guide. And we're going to do that probably tomorrow because it's supposed to rain on Friday. Anyway, so that's been my Victober week. I mean, it's part of it's homeschooling, part of it's Beatrix Potter, which isn't Victorian, and then there's Bleak House and the Fate of Fenella. So that is it from me this week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.